Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial Hyperlinks in HTML Hypertext Markup Language. Now in this tutorial we are going to talk about hyperlinks, which is a concept that is also very important as far as web programming is concerned. Definitely you should not miss that. Also make sure you have already subscribed to my channel. Thank you if you have already done that. Now let's jump into hyperlinks concept. Hyperlinks are the basis of navigation of the internet. They are used for moving around among sections of the same page, for downloading files, and for jumping to pages on other web servers. Okay, now let us look at the very quick example. All right, just create another file located in the same directory or folder where there is this your index.html, right? So I'm just going to create that. I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it link, okay, link page. All right, link page, something like that. Just give any name to it. Link page dot html. All right, that should be okay. Now in this document I'm just going to copy this and modify. You can also do the same, all right, and just modify some text. Okay, hyperlink. Here I'm going to say okay, new page. All right, new page. So let's go back to the initial page, okay, here, and just put something like this. Again, don't care too much about that. We are going to explain that in a minute, just to show you though what is that all about. All right, so here I'm going to say to go to new page. Okay, new page, click, okay, click here. That is it. So to go to new page, just click here. All right, something like this. And then let's go ahead and see. Normally here we are going to put a link, okay, dot link page. All right, that is it. Now let's go ahead in our browser and see what it shows. All right, as you can see there, we say to go to new page, just click here. All right, now let me click here and you are going to see what is going to happen. As you can see there, we have a new page. That is great. So the A element actually is used to actually link or direct us to another page or various sections of our document. So if you are familiar with browsers or search engines, this concept should be very familiar. You should be very familiar to this concept of actually navigating among many pages, right? So that's how we actually place a link in our web pages. All right, now let's break down this, what we did there. All right, so we have what we call so this A, as I'm just from saying, is to create a link, and then the href, okay, is there to help us put where we are actually going to direct our page as we click, okay, on the text that is within the opening and the closing a tags. Okay, so we have the absolute and relative, okay, links. Before we get into creating a hyperlink, or link for short, we need to discuss the difference between an absolute URL and relative URL. Okay, so an absolute URL can be used to direct the browser to any location. All right, to any location. So I can just put here https, okay, so column something like this, google.com. all right, something like this. This is an example of absolute link, right? However, when there is a need to create links to multiple objects in the same directory tree as the web page, it is tiring procedure to repeatedly type out the entire URL of each object being linked to. It is also require substantially work should the web page moves to new location. So this is where the relative URL comes in. Okay, the point to a path relative to the current directory in of the web page. So as I just said in the beginning of this tutorial, I said that you should create this link page.html file.html in the same directory, okay, as the index.html, where there is the index.html, right? And then that's how we actually link something that are actually in the same directory. Okay, as you can see there, we just put the dot slash to refer to the same directory. All right, so that's how it actually works. Okay, again, of course, if you have something like subfolder, you could just put something like this, the name of the subfolder, okay, or subdirectory, okay, just put like this, because it may happen that this you have this link page in the subdirectory, so just put the link there, as you can see there, right? But if the subdirectory is instead one step up, okay, because what I'm doing here means that this subdirectory should be in the same directory as this index.html, and then in this subdirectory just render this page, okay, called link page.html. so that's how the relative path actually works. All right, it's very important. So we have also what we call a link, okay, linking to location within page with anchor. All right, let's go ahead and let me just explain you the concept. First, you have a paragraph. All right, you have a paragraph there, and you can have any text there. Okay, let me just say something like this, and then let me just break it down so that it should be very clear to you, should not get confused, right? So I have here the text. Now let me just copy it many times and then just be pasting, and then let me just paste it, okay, many times. I just want to show you something. All right, now I can just come here and then just say footer. All right, this one is the footer. Okay, let me just try to tell you something, but before that let me just do something like this. Here I have an ID, okay, say footer, okay, foot, something like this, and then here I can just say, let me just put something again, okay, like this, to go to the footer. All right, just click, okay, click here. Now let me just put the href to refer to that. Just put word here, the ID, that is foot. Okay, let me just go ahead and let's just go ahead and see what it shows in our browser, right? So as you can see there, it said that to go to the footer, just click here. Let me click here, and you're going to see, so it actually shows me this, okay, the footer. Let me just do something so that it should be very clear to you. Okay, let me just copy this again and then just put that into our footer, something like this. All right, let's go ahead okay, okay, it says that to go to the footer, just click here. Let me just click here. As you see, the footer, that is this, okay, this footer that has what the attribute ID, okay, with the value food. That's how the linking to the location within the page with an answer actually works. Okay, so you have first where to click, and then in the value of the href attribute is actually the id of where to go, right? I think it's very, you understand what is going on there. So that's how the answer actually works, right? Which is also something very that you should definitely try to master, because it sometimes it will be very useful, okay, to perform some actions. So now let's move ahead and talk a bit about two or three things again. So we have also the target links, right? So now we are ready to create hyperlinks. Okay, so basically we can have something like this. Let me just put okay, so definitely you should understand that you may have understood that to create a hyperlink you need to, okay, to use the a element. So here we have something like this, all right, href. So the a element always have the href attributes, okay, with its value set to something. Okay, here just put the url, okay, to for the location. That's how it actually works now. And then we have also the target, okay, the target attributes. Here just put the target, okay, here you put the target of the attributes here. And now here just put the alias, okay, that is we are going to click word to go where. So that's the basic structure of the hyperlink, okay. So in this syntax, url location is either the absolute or relative path of other object being linked to, right? The target is an optional attribute which specifies where the object being linked to is to be open, that is displayed, okay. So we have this target. Let me just put now something meaningless, okay, meaningful. This okay, this, and then the target, the special targets, right? We have the blank, okay, blank target. Now here you have the alias, right? You can just say next, okay, next page or something like that. Just put the alias, or at least you understood, okay, next page, something like this. So this blank, we just said this one can be, this href values can be the absolute or relative path to link any file that you want, okay. Now this target has the value, can have the value of blank, okay. The blank, a new blank window is open to load the linked document into. So this one is actually to open a new window, right? So the location in the address bar, okay, if shown in the new window, gives the hyperlink location of the new resource requested by the users clicking on the hyperlink. So let's go ahead and see what it shows. Next page, okay, if you click here, as you can see, you have a new window, okay. That's how the blank actually works, okay, how it render a page. So as you just click it, open it in a new window, right? I hope you got the point. So we have also the self, okay, instead value. So we have the self, all right. So the current frame that contains the document and the link to be clicked on is used to load the link document. If the link is part of the document that copies a whole window, then the new document is loaded into the whole window. But in the case of a frame, the link document is loaded into the current frame. The location won't be shown in the address bar unless the link document was loaded into the main window as opposed to the child frame set, right? So now let's go ahead and try to see what it shows in our browser, right? So let's get back here, and then if you click here, let's just click here. As you can see there, so it's open in the new, in the same frame, right? The same page. I hope you got the point. That's all about the self value, target value, right? We have also the parent value, okay, to the target attributes. So the parent link, the document, the link document is loaded into the parent frame of the one containing the link to be clicked on. This is only important in nested frame sets. Again, don't bother too much about that. We are going to cover that as we move forward in this course, okay? So now you also have the tool to link the document. So the link document is loaded into the window, replacing all files, all right, currently displayed in the window in the whatever frame they may be found in. So that's it about the link, all right? So we can also link an image, all right? There's no problem with that. So that is by clicking on the image. Again, we have not yet to talk about image, right? So nothing to do there. You should not definitely bother about that. So within this we can put an image instead of a text, right? You just put an image, and when you click on the image, then definitely you should be directed where, okay, to this where this href attribute value specifies, right? So that's it. So that's how we can link to the source of the image. You just put the image with path and so on, right? And then the ATR. Again, we are going to talk about the image as we move forward in this course. It was just to show you that we can put an image on an, okay, within this A element, so that as we click the image, then it should be definitely directed to the page where you intend to go. You also have the email link, okay, email, all right? So which is very simple, okay? You can just say write me, okay, email. So here, instead of this this href part, just put mail to, all right, column, and then you just put the mail of the person, okay? You can just put the example hours, okay, something like this, then gmail.com. So this is an example, all right? And then as you click there, as you click on this, all right, let me just write me an email, okay? As you just click here, normally it's going to open with what is used in your specific computer to actually send an email, okay? That is an application that is there. For example, in Linux, you can have there the Thunderbird mail, right? So it's going to open in your specific computer with what is used to actually send it. If you're from the mobile phone, it's going to open to the specific application used to actually write mails, right? So that's how you actually, here is the specified mail, right? The email is going to send the information. You can just try it, and then you are going to see what it shows, right? Thank you guys for watching this. We are done on that. We are done with hyperlinks, okay, in HTML, at least the most fundamental concept. All right, we're going to discover more as we move forward in this course. Then don't forget to subscribe, and then do not miss the upcoming tutorial. All right, thank you guys for watching once, and then see you next. Bye.